So I happened to stumble across this property, which was actually a very pleasant surprise because Grand Lake was an area that I wanted to be on. Ever since I was a kid, it was a lake that I dreamed of building on. I knew that this was the property to do what I had envisioned and what I had dreamed of doing. Sometimes the challenging pieces of land are the ones that create the greatest architecture. The challenge is always an opportunity to be able to incorporate a home that fits well on the property. With good design, it's all about being organic and working with the land. I was fortunate enough that I had an amazing friend in David Bork, who's a super talented architect, and David had a very good understanding of my vision. David with far more talent than me, but you know, I was the builder and he was the architect. The design intent of the house has always been centered around family. Thoughts of Christmas and Thanksgiving dinner and people being able to come and stay with us. I wanted to be a vacation choice, that if they wanted to go on vacation, they could come and stay with us. Although the house has a large footprint, the house was intentionally designed to feel comfortable and quaint, not overpowering and obnoxious. It's designed to feel comfortable. One of the biggest deliverables that I wanted was the consistent connection with the lake. So as you transition through the house, because of the large windows that are everywhere, there's only small sections, 4 or 5 foot wall sections, that you actually lose sight of the lake. That is what attracted me to the property, and I wanted to make sure that we had that constant connection with it. What's in the wall is as important to me as what's on the outside of the wall. Probably actually more. I've been fortunate that I've grown up in construction since I was 14 years old. I've been trained in a way of building properly. There's no shortcuts. You always do it right. I wanted people to be able to feel the quality and feel the difference when they walk into this house. We hired engineers, structural, electrical, mechanical, and architectural to make sure that the house was sound throughout. Not just a pretty picture that when you walk in, people can be easily fooled by those things. The truth of the house is actually determined by what's behind the walls. There was a lot of emphasis put on that and a lot of talented people involved to be able to pull that off. And I think that we've delivered. One of the biggest focal points of the house is the windows. But with that decision, when you're adding a lot of glass to a home, you have to consider the function of the window. I made the decision to go with an aluminum curtain wall, but I also increased the frame size of the window to make it sturdy. It's actually reinforced, and there's a structural steel member in between to make sure that there is no movement in that window. A lot of thought went into the primary suite. The primary suite doesn't have a second level over it. It is essentially like a little cottage in there. That's what we were going for. We wanted it to be a place that you could relax. It was a place that you could go and unwind. And we wanted to make it, feel almost spa-like in there. The whole idea of the lower level is for entertaining. We have the main level that's comfort and relaxation, and then the downstairs was always supposed to be the fun space. So a place that you could host a party and have a big gathering. We wanted a lot of open area there that you could have a number of people and still be comfortable. So being that the house is on a lake, the landscaping component and the exterior components of the house were as important as the interior. We wanted to be able to go outside and interact with nature and be able to enjoy the water. We had patio areas on each level. As well, for the primary suite, it was really important to us that we had our own private area. So you are actually able to walk right out of the primary suite onto your own private patio space, You can actually meander down to the lake. And the meandering part has always been a common theme with this house. We wanted to make sure that, you know, it felt like a little adventure. This property actually became a really pleasant surprise for me. And again, that feeling of the quaintness, kind of like you've stepped into a different time when things slow down. That was really important to me. I think this area captures that in a way that is very unique to be able to find, to be able to be as close to the city as what you are. It's just total peace and quiet here. So for me, you know, being in a hustle and bustle world, I wanted to have the ability to step away from it and to be in peace. And that's why I think the house is kind of this beautiful combination of a home and a cottage all rolled into one. The whole idea of the design was to create a space that people didn't want to leave. I think we've achieved that, and it's a place that you get to sit back and unwind, but still have the convenience of everything else. And I think that's a rare find. And I didn't actually completely appreciate that until I started living here. And it's been such a pleasant surprise.